Uh, Welcome to the best 5 minutes movie edition. Hi, Kendall.
Hello.
So, we just got done prepping this episode,
Mm-hmm.
and might I say, I'm ready for it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, what you got?
Well, first off, I want to talk about a film that I just recently saw. I believe it's still playing in some parts of the country. Um, it's Lincoln.
Oh snap!
mean-
I ain't seen it yet.
Well, don't worry. I'm okay. First of all, we all know freaking the story of Lincoln. Okay. If you don't, then you need to go back to freaking elementary school, kids.
He invented the airplanes, right?
Yes, Max.
Okay.
Right after he killed all those vampires.
What are you talking about?
There was a stupid movie called The Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. But that's not the film I'm talking about today. Today I'm talking about Steven Spielberg's Lincoln. Okay?
Okay.
Starring Daniel Day-Lewis, Tommy
Oh.
Lee Jones, and other people I don't really care about.
You want to hear me do my Daniel Day-Lewis?
I do.
Okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Slither out of your mother's filth. Don't
Yeah.
bully me, Daniel. I'm older than you. I am smarter than you. All right.
Not quite but close. Okay?
Hey.
Huh?
You know you like that.
I liked it. I
Kills
did.
him with a bowling pin.
Oh, God.
All right.
But yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis did a tremendous job at, showing Lincoln as a human being, not like a godlike figure, not like some sort of, super powered being with a third eye under the hat. No, yeah, it still felt like Lincoln was very stoic, but he was like a humble, just like a guy. It's like I really felt like I was watching Abraham Lincoln, you know. Like I was saying, if this film was made 50 years ago, well, more than that, like 80 or so years ago, they probably would have, because film style was different back then, they probably would have made it seem more like Lincoln was this, big tough guy who didn't take no for an answer and,
80
cowboy diplomacy.
80 years ago?
I don't know.
That'd be like that's pretty old. Like
Maybe 50. Okay?
Yeah,
Maybe I have a bad
yeah.
idea of, like, time.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's a little better.
Don't judge me, people. Well, I guess you're right, because 80 years ago, that'd be the 30s, and there wasn't, like, really...
Yeah. There in the hound.
Yeah. So, yeah, like 50 years ago, back in John Wayne's day, they probably would have cast John Wayne as Lincoln, and it would have been weird. 7 years ago, Pilgrim.
God damn it. Hey you. You're free now. Be on up there, little fella.
Come on, Mama Cedar, we gotta make this here cattle run before dark.
Damn it.
Mr. President, we gotta give the speech.
Oh Jesus. That would be so fucked up.
Mr. President, we just need 3 more votes and the Emancipation Proclamation will be passed.
Okay.
Okay, Pilgrim.
God damn
Mr.
it.
President, you have the opportunity to abolish slavery. Well, I don't know about you, but I like to let people do what they do.
Now let's just settle down a little bit. Oh God, that would be sweet.
Those cattle rustlers shoots up half the Democratic Congress. See, that's the thing, though. It's like, at the end of the film, John Wilkes Booth is like, oh, I'm going to assassinate the president. Not today. Pilgrim pulls out a 6-shooter and wipes him out.
No. He gets shot. But we all know now that Lincoln lived a little bit after he got shot.
Yes.
Like, had they known that, I don't know if it was knowledge back then or not, but if that was like common knowledge back when they would have made that movie, he would have still been talking and shit while he was dying.
That's true.
And
Well, I guess that actually makes sense, though, because in a John Wayne picture, when John Wayne dies, that's the end of the film. So I guess they would have, would have.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, Lincoln, it was really great.
You know what it would be called?
What?
Emancipator.
That or Big Abram.
Okay.
God, I'm sorry. I just watched Big Jake like yesterday. So, and Abraham Lincoln would for some reason have an eye patch and a like fedora style top hat.
And he'd be like spinning like Winchesters as he was like riding a horse with the reins in his mouth.
Slipping whiskey in the other hand. single-handedly taking out the Confederate Army. I'm sorry, everybody who just listened to 30 seconds of me laughing in your ear. That was just such a beautiful
You
visual.
would have that like cheesy, like sentimental, like old movie moment where it would be like the kid that's a Confederate. He's second guessing it, you know. But like John Wayne would or Big Abe would have just accidentally shot him. And he's like, son. Could you imagine the fucking redemption speech? Son, we all make bad choices.
Now, boy, there's nothing I can do for you now.
Abe, where do we all go in the next life? I don't know, kid. But it's a free land.
You may die here, and your brother may die there, but your name lives on with honor, boy.
Okay. Whew.
Just know that a Yankee named Samuel Colt put you down.
God damn it. Put you down hard, kid.
45 long Colt. I used it to put down my first wife. She was a fighter.
Why is he talking like that now?
Well, because historically, Lincoln and his wife didn't get along at all, really.
Right.
That was even in the film. I loved that. See, 40, years ago, that probably wouldn't have flown. It would have, they would have made it seem better. But they were able to capture the drama and the friction between Lincoln's home life and the country stress on him, And they were able to set the tone in the film without having to, focus on the Civil War, really. And it was really nice. I mean, it opens up and it shows, one battle, but that's pretty much all you see, of the physical brutality of the Civil War. The rest of it is just, focusing on Lincoln and what's going on in Washington, which I've never really seen that before. In films like Glory, it focused more on the battles and
Right.
the aftermath of the battles.
Oh man, Spielberg can get so gritty too.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks of Spielberg oh, he's Mr. Kid Friendly, he's Mr. Aliens. No, Mr. Scary.
Yeah.
He's unrealistic and he has child eyes. Well, yeah, he does, but that's why everything is super fucking scary when he makes it scary.
Yeah, that's true though. I mean, he was able to make the first minutes of E.T. just horrifying and real. It just as a kid and as an adult today, it still scares the crap out of me. I can't watch that alone.
Yeah, it's not right.
But yeah, I mean, it was written well. And it was directed very well. I loved the way Spielberg directed it. It felt more like classic Spielberg.
Yeah.
And again, the Spielberg collaboration with John Williams. Amazing score for the film.
Was the entirety of the movie Lincoln riding a horse away from a carriage?
No. Although they did have one of Lincoln's dreams in it, which was really cool because Lincoln was really big on his dreams. He had a lot of dreams that plagued him. Uh-huh. And I was really glad they included that, and it helped build onto the whole making Lincoln more of a person, So, I mean, if you haven't got a chance to see it yet, I highly encourage you to go see it. If it's not playing anymore, definitely check it up on Netflix or rent it or go buy it. It's honestly worth it. It's a great film, and I hope it does really well when it's time for awards to come out. Well, now we're going to move from a film that I just watched and enjoyed to another film that has another man in a funny hat. Except this one is not Daniel Day-Lewis in a funny hat. It's Russell Crowe in a funny hat. This film is I'm going to butcher the name. Forgive me.
Les Miserables.
Right. It's based off the musical, which I've never seen but heard about. And I was kind of skeptical on it at first. I was like, if I had a girl, maybe I'd go see it. I mean, it looks pretty, eh. And then it's like, Russell Crowe in a badass hat. And I'm like, oh, well, I have to go see it now. They totally know how to market to me.
And Russell Crowe is king of rockin' funny hats.
Yeah, he is. He's just one grizzly man.
I have a chick friend who has a boner for him.
Well, so do I.
And it's like, girl, you ain't know nothing about no Russell Crowe love. It's like, just simmer down. We'll see who gets to him first.
But he's just so symmetrical. The hat, it just oh, that hat and just
And like, okay, many people like he's singing in this thing, right?
yes.
Okay, here's the thing about that. Like
He's
this
actually
is-
like the captain of the bad guys.
Okay, so people may not know this. Russell Crowe released an album. I don't know, mid 2000s, early 2000s.
Something like that.
I want to say, and wasn't great to me. You know, it was like, oh dear. So I'm kind of like skeptical, like of that aspect. I mean, I think he wrote all the songs and everything like that too. Maybe that was part of it. I don't know. I mean, it's not like it was a bad effort. It just wasn't. It shouldn't have been like that.
Well, maybe if he would have worn a hat.
You know what? He didn't have a hat. He probably needed that mojo. You know, and probably whenever Russell Crowe, I don't know if he's made multiple albums. I just know about that one. I've listened to it all, coincidentally. Like, if he ever goes back to do another album, this is what was going to make that album work. He needs to be on, like, a British, like, warship, and they need to put the microphone on deck, and he needs to be singing his songs with all the sailors. And then that album will rock.
Remember when we just break out and do that in the middle of lunch hour?
Like folklore song. That'd be sweet.
Yeah. The Russell Crowe could rock that.
Yeah.
But
there you go. And he's in a bunch of other movies that are about to come out.
yeah, but I mean, you got some big names in this film. You got Hugh Jackman, Russell Crowe, Anna Hathaway.
Hugh Jackman is another dude that could probably rock a funny hat.
He is rocking a funny hat in this film, and I'm loving it. I'm just loving it.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I'm very excited to see the outcome of this film. It's being directed by a very competent and capable director who hails from the UK, Tom Hooper. He's done some pretty good films, such as The King's Speech. I really loved that. So I mean, I think it's going to be good, and not just because Russell Crowe's in a hat. That's just like icing on top of the art cake for this film. So definitely keep your eyes and ears open if you want to see Russell Crowe in a funny hat, or if you're just looking for, a really good film to get into. So
Okay. So that's that.
yeah.
I don't really have anything else. I mean.
No, I'll have some other movies for you guys next time.
All right. So this has been best 5 minutes of your life movie edition number 1.